all like Mike.
I like all you too, so thank you. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for coming out today. The crisis of poverty in Ontario is getting worse and worse each and every year. Right now, in this province, over 81,000 people are experiencing homelessness. That's a 25% increase just in the last 2 years. Food bank use is at an all-time high, a 78% increase just in the last 2 years. Poverty costs this province over $33 billion a year, and it has tragic consequences for the lives of people being forced to live in legislated poverty. Doug Ford is not only failing to fix this problem, he is making it worse by forcing people with disabilities to live in crushing legislated poverty. And let's be clear, the math simply does not add up. A person on Ontario Disability Support Payments is being forced to live on $1,368 per month. Somebody on Ontario Works is even less, $731 a month. Imagine that, when average market rent in this province is $1,600 a month alone. And in cities like Toronto and Kitchener and Guelph, it's even much higher. It simply doesn't add up. We are forcing people with disabilities to choose between eating and putting a roof over their head. Last night, I returned a call from somebody who had reached out to me. He is a person with disabilities. His wife has disability as well. Neither one can work. Both are on ODSP. They are barely hanging on to their apartment, which he told me is infested with bugs and rats. He is facing a landlord-tenant board hearing in just a few days. And he's saying to me, Mike, it's hard enough that all my money goes to rent, and then my wife and I have to go to a food bank to eat, and then half the time the bugs in our apartment infest the food that we get at the food bank, and we can't even eat that. And now I'm on the verge of facing homelessness. He's like, what am I supposed to do? And I said to him, the Ontario Greens are going to fight to ensure that you have life with dignity. We are going to point out the fact that we have a crisis in caring in this province when the Ford government forces people to live in legislated poverty, forcing people with disabilities to make the impossible choice between eating and having a roof over their head. I know the people of Ontario care about their most vulnerable neighbors more than this. I know we as a province are better than this. And that's exactly why the Ontario Greens are putting forward a plan to end legislated poverty in this province. First, starting with immediately doubling ODSP and OW rates to get rid of legislated poverty in this province. Second, we will end the clawbacks for people with disabilities. It is wrong that somebody is penalized for living with somebody who they love and have their disability benefits clawed back. And we are going to fight like heck to ensure that when the Canadian Disability Support payments come in, that the province doesn't claw back ODSP because of that.
Yes.
Third, we are going to fix the housing crisis with a commitment to build 310,000 co-op, nonprofit housing, including 60,000 permanent supportive housing spaces with wraparound mental health, addictions, employment, and other supports. Here's the, yeah, please. so we can end homelessness in this province. Something that is so important that people of Ontario need to understand. 93% of the deeply affordable homes built in Ontario were built before 1995. That's when the federal and provincial government stopped financially supporting co-op, nonprofit, supportive, and social housing. 30 years of different governments failing to build homes that people can afford has brought us to this breaking point. And so we will end that. And I'm asking the people of Ontario to show our most vulnerable neighbors how much you care. Because I know we want to have a caring province. I know we want to build caring communities. And we want to ensure that people with disabilities live lives of dignity. Thank you for joining us today, and I'm happy to take any questions. Great. Okay, thanks everyone. And I appreciate all of you showing how much you care about our neighbors by being here today. Thank you.
You're welcome.